offensive line options. Are there any? Are there many? What do you think?
Listening to Coach Day talk yesterday, they believe, excuse me, they're playing the best 5 offensive linemen that they have, and they're not inclined to make any changes. I think a lot of people look at Matthew Jones at guard as a bit of a liability right now, that he hasn't played maybe up to his capability. Honestly, people tell me they think Luke Whippler at center's played pretty well. Donovan Jackson has been okay, I think, at guard. DeJuan Jones at times, I don't know if he gets bored with it or it just, I don't know, just once in a while he just doesn't finish a block or doesn't make the play that he needs to make. But and even Paris Johnson's had a couple missed assignments at times. So I think I just covered all 5 of them there. They're not inclined to put Josh Fryer in the game other than as the 6th lineman. You'll see him out there wearing number 41. Somebody on the staff must have had an affinity for Tom Seaver, because that's the number that they've given. That 6th lineman is number 41. He comes as an extra tight end, and that's the number that Donovan Jackson wore last year when he had that role, and now Josh Fryer wears it this year when he wears that plays that role. Enoch Vamahi, his name came up in yesterday's press conference, and Coach Day says, yeah, he's out there practicing every day, but we think we're playing the top 5. So, that's the end of that discussion. Basically, he wasn't having it. So that's kind of where they're at right now on that. So I guess I'm open to suggestion, but doesn't sound like they are.
Yeah, Tony, anything additional on offensive line options?
Steve's exactly right. Ryan Day was asked directly about that, and they're steadfast that they've got their best 5. It almost feels a little bit like the Dallin Hayden thing with the running game on Saturday. Like, why not just try something different? And that's always the peanut gallery, us over here, like, well, just do something different. The coaches are the ones who are in practice, and it's like doing something different doesn't necessarily mean something is better. But I do remember Jim Tressel ironically saying, if it's not broke, break it. And that the one guy who never broke anything, would say something like that. Sometimes you just have to change some things up. But maybe what you do instead of replacing those guys is call the plays that suit them best. Don't ask Matt Jones to go run an 8 yards to try and catch a linebacker or catch somebody else on the other side of the line, because he can't do it right now. If you just let him go get somebody right across from him, which is something he's always done well, that's probably a better option for him. Just, I think, use these guys the way they are better utilized, and don't ask too much of them. And, although you see sometimes Donovan Jackson gets stood up and thrown back when he's going right against somebody across from him. So it's like the right side maybe has a different skill set than the left side, but you have to try to get them to work in unison and the way you are calling a run play. And so I think there's still clearly some issues there individually. And, one of the things Ryan Day said is like, well, it's a line. So if you got like one weak spot, you can generally get away with it. Now, others will tell you if it's an offensive line and there's one weak link in a chain, it's going to collapse. And both cases can be true as long as you're not running and counting on that one weak link to be the lead guy or to to keep the backside guy getting off of you. But I think you just have to call the plays better and run the better schemes and plays that suit what you have better. If those are your 5 best, put them in the best situation to succeed.